FSP CST350 Plus review. For an optimal build, take into consideration how components will fit in the sleek yet powerful FSP CST350 Plus Micro ATX case. When builders think about the CST350 Plus, it's usually in terms of qualitative factors such as aesthetics and design rather than quantitative metrics like performance. This is a curious case since it can fit 9 2.5-inch drives, though advertised to hold only 3, a mystery that remains unsolved. Customers of the CST350 case have the option to use up to 3 240mm radiators or to mount a vertical graphics card in a place where one. By opening the side of the case, we can see 2 120mm fan mounts on both the side and bottom. These panels provide 4 positions to mount drives while the top panel adds 2 more. 2 additional drive mounts are available at the front, designated specifically for 2.5-inch drives. Additionally, the upper opening of the power supply cage can accommodate another drive. To filter dust on the top and side panels, magnets secure filter sheets on 2 sides. It's not possible to remove the front filter, so it may remain dirty until we can use compressed air or a vacuum cleaner. FSP simplifies the installation of PSI slots with its wider access hole and magnet-secured, pivoting covers. When disassembling the parts it can be confusing. Taking off the top fan bracket shows that the front of the case has 2 types of power. If you have a Micro ATX motherboard, you need to turn the SFX mount sideways, and attach it to the front panel. By default, the chassis only offers enough space for a mini ITX motherboard. What is interesting is that by removing the SFX cage, one can fit a larger motherboard and a more powerful PS2/ATX12V power supply in the case, but only just. We will be testing the case with this larger PSU. With all-in-one cooler systems, it isn't recommended to install radiators at the bottom as trapped air bubbles can reach the pump, damaging it. We still have a chance, however, as our power supply has blocked the other 2 spots to mount the radiator. Here you can see the radiator and its fans overlapping the Micro ATX board. Sadly, the motherboard's heatsink is a bit too slender for a radiator to reach its screws and the graphics card slot is in an unsuitable spot. We would consider the PCI Express X8 slot located above it but are thwarted by the heatsink trouble. Seemingly we need to opt for Mini ITX instead. Installing the Dagger Pro 850 watts SFX power supply against the motherboard tray creates a gap between its cage and a side-mounted radiator. Cables should be routed beneath, above, or ahead of the components to preserve this opening between the fans of the radiator and the motherboard/power supply. We're preserving a space below the graphics card, and the underneath panel has ventilation and long feet at each corner for better airflow. The only downside is that we do not have shorter cables for the power supply to reduce the number of cables. Looking at the completed build from the side, there's only a glimpse of the graphics card logo through perforations in the side panel.